everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast, the podcast where we unlock the latest tech news, leaks, and rumors, especially in the world of Apple. I am one of your hosts, Benji from BenObi Tech, and I'm joined by my co-host, Taylor from Mr. Smartwatch. How's it going, Taylor? How's your day been? And week?
All right,
and everything?
man. Bro, I've been busy the last couple days trying to get thoughts and ideas for my smartwatch review that I have here. And honestly, man, I've done full blown videos and I've deleted them, done it again, deleted them. Because I've been discovering more and more with this watch. So I want to make sure that that I have everything that I want for the video. So it's coming up pretty good, though. I mean, honestly, I really love the watch. As I said the last time, the battery is phenomenal. So, I mean, if you guys just want to watch just for the battery life, hello, this one's for you.
I'm honestly shocked when you told me that like day 7 and it was still at what, like
10%,
10%, something like that. That's insane,
dude.
Like you don't,
I was
like you
away.
get 2 days. You maybe get 2 days on an Apple Watch Series 7, but on the that's not that much for some people.
The thing that I've noticed more is like some features, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, but like I feel like some features some days don't work and then other days they will. It's really weird. It's creepy. Because like I said the last time, like honestly, like I've set for water reminders and I feel like I don't get them like half the time. So whatever.
That's funny. Yeah.
I guess this is one of the best.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is one of the honestly most sleekest watches that I've ever seen for like the price that it's at.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like from the pictures that I've seen that you've posted and stuff, they look pretty good.
So I was listening to music, and you know on the Apple Watch it'll appear right away once you're listening to media, whether it be YouTube or whatever. You actually have to go into the watch and to the music app or whatever icon it is, and click it so that way you have the remote, so to speak, on the watch. And then clicking for, like, let's say you're on Spotify, you want to go to the next track. It actually has like a haptic feedback to it, kind of. When you click the button, it's so weird.
That's pretty good,
cool.
Though.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Still cool how you can control music from it, because I mean that's something that I do on my Apple Watch quite a lot. And it's so handy just to be able to raise or lower the volume, skip tracks from my watch. I don't have to take my phone out. Don't have to go look for my phone or whatever if I'm listening to music. It works great.
Yeah.
But I think the Apple Watch could use a little bit more haptic feedback in certain aspects. I think Apple devices as a whole could use. They've got like the best haptic feedback motor ever, vibration motor, whatever you want to call it, and they don't take that much advantage of it. Like with Android, you could like type on the keyboard and it gives you haptic feedback and stuff like that, which I absolutely loved and still love. And I wish the Apple native keyboard had it, but it doesn't. So
yeah.
Very sad. But yeah,
bro, it is.
Yeah, I've also had an interesting couple of days.
Yeah, so I've heard that you got an order off of Amazon that you didn't order.
So before I get to that, I've been kind of like not really fully in it with like tech news and stuff the past couple of days because I've had family over from Italy over for the Easter break. So that was very fun. And I also got to play with my uncle's drone, and I'll talk a little bit about it in a minute. He's got a DJI Mavic Mini, which was sick, honestly. But anyway, I guess talking a little bit about the weird Amazon
Let me just
experience I
ask you
had
this: do you have video clips of this?
of the drone.
Yeah, like
Yes, I've
you need.
everything I recorded I saved on my iPad and computer. So I'll
I think
send you
it.
some of it because some of it looks so good. I went to like the beach with it. I went to um yeah, like a hill where there's like a little lake type thing. Honestly, so I tried out the DJI Mavic Mini, which is a couple of years old already, but it's still a fantastic drone. Like the video quality isn't as great as like the newer drones and stuff, but with it being
Yeah.
so small and portable, you can basically fly it almost anywhere without a license or anything, which is sick. Battery life is great as well. It came with like my uncle had the Fly More combo, which basically comes with extra two batteries, so you
Hmm.
basically get like an hour and a half of flight time with it. It only records up to 2.7K, so it doesn't do 4K. But yeah, it was a fantastic drone, and it's made me want to buy a drone even more than I wanted one earlier. If that makes sense. Um,
That's awesome.
and I've been hearing about rumors about a new generation of this one, the Mavic Mini. Is gonna be like the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and it's gonna
Hmm.
have like 4K 60. It's gonna shoot in RAW. It's gonna have so many good things, and it's gonna be super small and basically you don't need a license to fly it, kind of thing. So honestly, it's a great drone. And for those who are looking for a drone, like a beginner's drone, I think the DJI Mavic Mini, you could probably get it for like $200 now, which is really affordable for a drone,
Dude,
and it's great.
I kind of want to get one, even though like my mom just got a new phone, finally, by the way. But yeah, that's besides the point. But while we were at the Apple Store, I was looking at the Mavic Minis and other Mavic products, and I'm just like, I want a drone because imagine going to Portugal and like doing vlogs over there with a drone.
That would be so, yeah, that would be good. That would be
Damn, got
good.
me, dude. I've been
Yeah,
thinking
because
about it, so maybe I'll save up and get one because
yeah,
my
maybe.
friend has one and they're beautiful. I love the
Oh yeah,
footage that comes out of it.
and, like, it's crazy how small the thing is and how stable the footage comes out and stuff.
Yeah.
It's honestly just fantastic, and for the size, and even for the price, like, the Mavic Mini is
Hmm.
is quite cheap when you compare it to other drones that DJI makes, and
Right.
it's still super good. It's like the perfect beginner's drone. The only thing I didn't like about the Mavic Mini, the one that my uncle had, is because it's a couple of years old, it charged via micro USB instead of USB-C, so I was kinda like, I don't want this." But
What are we in the like early 2000s here?
well, I mean, this it did come out, like, 3 or 4 years ago, I think, so
Okay,
it's
good point.
understandable.
Okay.
It's understandable. Maybe not 3, but yeah, like, around 3 years ago. So, yeah, it makes sense, and also the one that my uncle had only has, like, Wi-Fi connectivity to the controller, which means that you can only go up to, like, a couple of kilometers away or a couple miles away. No, no, not even a mile. But then the newer one has, like, 10-kilometer range, which is around 4 miles, which means, like,
Oh
you
wow.
could just go 4 miles away, and you're still connected, and you can still record stuff. It's insane. And apparently the new one that's coming out is gonna have like 15 kilometers or something. It's like, why would you need that to fly that far with your
Seriously.
drone? I don't know, but like honestly, I'm down.
Yeah,
If
no kidding.
I'm
That's
like one of the
great.
next, definitely one of the next tech products I'm gonna buy is a drone because like so many things you could do with it.
You would
Um,
benefit like no tomorrow with that, honestly.
oh yeah, like my tech videos, I have so many ideas of how to incorporate a drone in it. It will be sick. Like even doing just like a roll. Just imagine doing a
Hmm.
roll like as you're walking and the drone's like going backwards and stuff, and then you have like a microphone clipped to you and stuff. That kind of like you don't even there you don't need a cameraman anymore because the thing's so stable. If the drone if you're leaving the drone still like this one that I tried,
Hmm.
if it's staying still, it's still you can see like it wobbles a little bit with the wind and stuff, but it literally looks like the footage looks like it's on a tripod and it's not moving. It's insane. Like
So you're
DJI,
telling
I don't know what kind of magic DJI makes with their gimbals and stuff, but they're just like another planet, another
oh
not
god
atmosphere,
damn
another
man.
galaxy.
Another
Sick.
galaxy. Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I'll send you some of the footage later. And
Yeah,
those who have
definitely. I
been
want to see that.
watching, if you're listening to this on like podcast or something, definitely go check out the YouTube version because I put some samples in there. Personally, not the best video quality ever, but it for the drone and for how old it
Dude,
is
it's
as
a
well,
drone,
it's
not a
still pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's not a
awesome.
DSLR, of course. It's no
It's not a
DSLR.
dude. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like a drone with a tiny little camera, a gimbal. It has to be super light because they want people to buy it and like not need a license to fly it or anything. Yeah,
True.
because I was
True.
honestly like a couple of years ago before I left on my mission, I wanted to buy like one of the bigger drones, like the Mavic Pro, I think it was. But then
Yep.
now, like, I realize that you need to have a license for it. The license doesn't even cost that
Uh,
much, but you also have a lot more restrictions. Like, there's a lot of areas that you can't fly those drones in where you would be able to fly like a Mavic Mini just because of how small it is. Like, the thing is literally slightly bigger than my iPhone 13 mini. Maybe not. Maybe
wow.
that's an exaggeration. It's a bit bigger. It's probably around the same size as a Pro Max phone. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow. That's insane.
Hopefully I'll get one soon, and if I do, I will definitely review it, and I'll definitely talk about it on the podcast. But
Yeah, you should,
those
man.
are my thoughts on that.
I
Um,
think that you really benefit, especially on YouTube. You know, I think a lot of people would love that.
yeah, my uncle even gave me like a cool business idea. I won't spoil it here on the podcast because then people will start doing it, and then it's not going to become a thing anymore. But I could tell you later.
Okay.
It's like a business that you could start that not many people are doing, but it involves drones. And if you have a drone, you have the advantage with this. It's a lot cheaper for the person because normally they have to use a physical person to do this thing when you can actually do it with a drone. I'll explain it to you later, Taylor. Um,
All right. Cool.
but yeah, because
Awesome.
that even sparked something in my head. I was like, actually, yeah, that would be a pretty cool side hustle to start, make some extra cash. But
Bruh.
before we move on to the news stories, there's
Don't
two more things that I
don't give
wanted to
me
talk
ideas
about.
just now.
There's two things that I wanted to talk about. So first of all, Taylor mentioned about my weird Amazon experience. So this morning or this afternoon, I can't remember when it was. It was sometime today. Um, heard a knock on the door. I was like, okay, that's weird. I don't think we've ordered anything, or at least I didn't order anything. Maybe my parents did or my siblings. Went to the door, opened it. There's an Amazon package there. I was like, okay, Amazon, cool. It must be for my mom or whatever. I look on the package and it says my name, and I'm like, hold up. I don't think I ordered anything from Amazon. I looked at the back and it's got, I don't know if you have those in the US. It's got like a sticker on the back that says like batteries or something. It could be explosive or whatever when you order something that has a battery.
I've never
So I was like,
noticed.
wait, I didn't order something with a battery. I can't remember what this is. I open it up and there's this like pair of Bluetooth earbuds in there, and I'm like, what? I
Damn.
never ordered these. I asked everyone who lives in my house, all my family, I was like, did you order this? And sent it and accidentally shipped it to my name. And they're like, no, 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 no. I went to check my Amazon history. I went to check my dad's Amazon history because that's the only other Amazon account we really use in the house. Um, Nobody ordered this thing. So this thing literally showed up to my house today under my name with my address on it, and I don't even know
Okay,
who sent this to me.
let
It's
me
like
ask you.
if somebody's watching this podcast and you ordered this, please let me know who you are because I'm genuinely concerned I might have leaked my address somewhere and somebody decided to pull a funny prank and order me headphones. Like, thank you, whoever did. Like, these look pretty decent headphones, but I have
d-
AirPods and I don't think I'll ever switch unless something
Does
drastically bad goes wrong.
any other tech YouTuber know your address by chance?
I don't think so. I mean, I gave it to a couple people because I think somebody wanted to give me a birthday present or something back a couple of years ago. Not a couple of years ago, a couple months ago. I don't even think I gave him my address. I don't know. I have no idea. And the thing's just
Dude,
broken because it fell on the
what
floor. But
what's the name on the thing? Like,
it's
who?
called it's from a company called Luce. It's the Luce
Yeah, but
D7 truly
no, I'm
wireless
saying on the
earbuds.
Amazon package. Like,
The name was mine.
wow.
But the thing is, I normally put my full name on my Amazon packages or BenObi Productions or BenObi Tech. Those are the three main ones I use when I order, and it was just my first and last name this time.
Weird.
So I am genuinely confused and concerned at the same time because I'm like, who has my address and who knew that I like tech products?
Maybe a family member is trying to surprise you somehow. I don't know, man.
There's better gifts you could give than this. I mean, whoever sent it to me, thanks, but I don't. I like somebody said
I gotta
somebody
admit
said to
though,
contact Amazon about it. But like the thing is, I'm gonna contact Amazon and then they're just gonna like tell me to return it and that's it. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
if somebody ordered this,
yeah. No, I
it's
saw
not an
Amazon help.
accident.
I saw
Yeah,
Amazon help.
I
I
didn't
was
even
just
tag
like,
them.
dude, that's creepy.
But yeah,
That's
whoever
creepy.
sent me these, please tell me. I'm genuinely concerned.
That's
Like,
awesome.
how on earth did these show up? I don't even think it's a company because I didn't reach out to any company about headphones. Or I'm not supposed to have any companies send me any products recently.
Yeah.
Just because I've been transitioning to the new channel, so I said it doesn't make sense to reach out to companies now, as I'm like doing this transition. But like, no idea who sent me this, and if
Jeez.
you are the person who did, please let me know because
Yeah.
that would be nice. That would be good to know. Um, but
For
yeah,
sure.
and also another quick thing. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Homebridge before.
No, I haven't.
No. So basically, what Homebridge is it's this like software that you can install on like it can be downloaded on Mac, PC, Linux computer. You can even get a Raspberry Pi, which is like those little computers that you can program. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or used any. Um,
No, I haven't.
they're like they come out they're like really cheap sometimes. I bought mine for like about I think it was $20.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and basically you just program this Raspberry Pi. You just like download something onto the SD card. So I don't downloaded Homebridge, which is this software that basically enables you to turn almost any smart device and change it into a smart HomeKit compatible device. So like I could just
Mhm.
go buy some LED strips from Wish or something. And if there's a plugin for it on this Homebridge, I could basically control it from my Apple Home app without having to like go and find a HomeKit accessory that actually works with HomeKit kind of thing. It
Oh
kind of
wow.
bypasses that system. So it's pretty sick. So I got one today. The Raspberry Pi arrived today. I've been setting it up. I'm having some issues installing some stuff, but um definitely expect maybe a YouTube video on that very soon. Because that
Awesome.
honestly is a game changer. Because I mean, if you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get a HomeKit enabled device, smart device, you
Yeah,
just
dude.
go for some. Yeah, it's cool. I think you can even
Yeah,
add
I hear you.
Alexa to the. You can even add Alexa to the to HomeKit. So like, I don't exactly know what that does. Maybe it just turns it into a HomeKit speaker, but it's pretty
Oh
sick.
wow.
It's pretty sick,
Wow.
but yeah, and I found out about it on TikTok the other day. I was just scrolling through my TikTok, and this guy's like, "Oh, I just made my house smart." Actually, no, I think he was showing how he turned his toilet smart. Like he could flush the toilet by asking Siri.
What the heck?
It was so weird. He like built this like little thing, put it inside
Dude,
the
that's
thing, and it like
crazy.
automatically pulls the chain inside, and then it flushes the toilet. I was like, "Whoa, this is sick!" I went onto his account and found out about the whole Homebridge thing. And it's super easy to set up as well. Like all you need is a Raspberry Pi, an SD card. You download the thing to install onto the SD card. Then you put the SD card into the Raspberry Pi. You connect the Raspberry Pi to your router or whatever, and then once that's done, you just go onto a website that automatically connects to your thing to your Raspberry Pi because it's on the same network. And then you could just install plugins and stuff for the products that you have, and you have everything in HomeKit. It's honestly, it's genius. I
Wow.
did not know about it until the other day, and it's sick.
Are are you
I
gonna
can't
be
wait to
doing
actually
stuff
get it to
around
work.
that? Are you gonna be doing stuff around the house with that or what?
Oh yeah, like now that I have this ability, I'm gonna be buying a lot more smart products than I already own currently. Like most
That's
of my
awesome.
room is smart right now. Like I have a smart light switch, smart plugs. I need to get a few more smart plugs. Uh yeah, I also got two smart assistants, which are currently disconnected because they keep going off every time I'm recording a podcast and stuff. But yeah, I've got quite a few smart things in the. I've also got LED strips and stuff. So
Oh
it would be
wow.
cool to automate this room even more, like maybe even put like a smart lock on the door or something. I don't know. We'll see.
That's great. That would
Yeah,
be
but
awesome.
you can even add like cameras. Like I don't know if the cameras you have would work, but you can even add those to HomeKit.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's pretty sick.
Dude, that's
Guys, if
great.
you want to learn more about it, definitely check out my YouTube because I most like if I get it to work and everything functions properly, I'll definitely be making a video on it and probably also covering it on TikTok and Reels. So stay tuned for that. But
Ooh.
anyway, I think we've talked quite a
Bro,
lot about stuff that's not tech news
I,
related.
I just want to quickly say that you've been crushing it on the reels and the TikToks.
Oh yeah, I'm honestly shocked at how well some of them are performing, especially on
That's
YouTube.
awesome.
Like I posted
That's awesome.
a short the other day, and within like 2 days, it got 2,000 views, and it was the second video I posted on the channel. Bear in mind, and I gained like 10 subs from it. It was
I
epic.
was I was kind of thinking maybe doing a short with my watch. Um, but then again, it's just like I have a lot more ideas, so I don't think
Yeah,
it's gonna work because I think it'll be a little bit longer than what a short needs to be. So
yeah. So
I don't think so.
I think a little trick for that is like something that I think I'm gonna be doing with what was I gonna say? Yeah, you know the iPad review that I did on the 2018 iPad Pro video
Yeah,
that I did on the channel. So I was thinking of like making a short of that, but kind of condense it down and split it into parts. So like have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, or like saying like reason this is the first reason why you need to get this iPad. This is the second reason.
yeah,
That's the second video, and the third reason. So you could even do something like that, because that makes the videos shorter, and then if it's like a series, people will want to go back to your channel and watch more as you
yeah.
go on.
True,
So yeah,
true.
I've been experimenting a bit with like shorts and like short form content in general, and I think that's one of the best ways of I think not overthinking content, because sometimes you're like, oh, I have to do a completely different video for TikTok. No, you just
Yeah,
make the
yeah,
same video, but you just basically re-record it and you organize it in different parts, and then you just do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool.
I don't know. I still have to think about it. Because at the same time, like I said, I kind of overdo it with my talking and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Just need to keep
So
it
we'll
like
see.
concise and to the point, I think.
Right,
But yeah.
right.
So I
But
guess before we move on to onto news stories, let me quickly give everyone like a little bit of an overview of what we're covering today.
sure.
So we're covering iPhone 14 as always. I think this has been like every single episode for since the beginning. We've been talking about iPhone 14 probably. Um,
We
so we got
should
that.
get iPhone 15 stuff if that's even out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we
I
covered
missed
iPhone
these.
15 in one episode.
Yeah, we have.
But yeah, we've also got the EU is pushing Apple even more to switch to USB-C.
Dude.
That's interesting. Apparently, Gurman thinks that Apple is making a HomePod Apple TV with a FaceTime camera device, which is interesting. iPadOS 16, there's been a really cool concept that's come out for it. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about Mark Zuckerberg and some of his weird thoughts. And followed
Yeah.
by some guy who is trying to ban Tesla full self-driving because it's unsafe. So I guess we could
Wow.
start out. We could kick off with the first one. And Taylor, do you wanna introduce the first topic we have for today's episode? By the way, apologies to everyone who's had to listen to these 20 minutes without any news, or almost 30 minutes. If you've skipped forward, congratulations. You don't win anything. In fact, you actually win a Will Smith slap in the face. But yeah. So let's move on anyway. Let's move on anyway.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Keep it. Seriously.
Let's move on to story number one. Story numero uno.
Are we John Prosser from Front Page Tech now? Story numero uno, story numero
Storia
lasto.
numero uno. I'm gonna say it in Italian. Storia numero uno. There you go. It's different. Okay.
That's a smart idea. So, the first thing that we're going to be talking about today is case schematics show entire iPhone 14 lineup, no mini model, 3 cameras exclusive to Pro models. Man,
Sweet.
okay. First of all, I know you're kind of upset with this because I know how much you love the mini model of your iPhone. But I'm not really mad about it, honestly. I think that the iPhone 13 is a really, really great size. I'm not, I don't think that honestly a smaller one is really needed. And honestly, like, I, I don't know about you and where you live, but here we don't see many mini models around. We basically I always see the Pro models. So, um, I guess it just depends on the person and where you live, but that's just me. But what are your thoughts, Benji?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's sad to see the 13 mini go, and like the mini iPhone go.
Hmm.
We've been hearing about this since like, well, even before the 13 lineup was launched, that the 13 was going to be the last one to include a mini
I,
iPhone. I love
bro,
my iPhone 13 mini. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly, after people started talking all that stuff with the 12 mini, I didn't think that they were gonna make a 13 mini.
Yeah. So I think it was
Yeah,
good how they like fixed everything that was wrong with the
yeah,
12 mini with the 13 mini, because like battery life on this, it's still not amazing, of course, because it's a small iPhone, but it's still a
right,
lot
right.
better. It's still a lot better than it used to be. And I absolutely love this phone. It's great. It's sad to see it go, but I mean, I think it makes sense because a lot more people
Oh yeah, no,
want a
definitely.
bigger phone. There's not that much of a market for a smaller phone. Like I know the only people I know who have a mini iPhone are like my mom, my brother, and my uncle. I think that's the only people I know. There's a couple other
Wow.
people that I see sometimes with the mini iPhone, but it's
Yep.
yeah, as you said, I mostly see 13 Pros here as well than as opposed to or even 13s as opposed to the smaller mini one, which is
Yep.
sad. But I mean, it makes sense because if people do really want a smaller phone, you've always got the iPhone SE that's an option there. So it's not really
Hmm.
that big of a deal breaker. And I mean, who knows? Like this 14 Pro, no 14 Max, it's gonna be a good phone. I think a lot of people are gonna love it. A lot of people are gonna buy it because it's cheaper than the Pros and it's got that bigger
Yeah.
display. They don't have to spend like upwards of like I think it's like $1,100 or something just to get a
Yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
phone. Something I'm not really. I mean, I guess this makes sense, but something that I don't really like is the fact that the standard models still come with only 2 cameras. I mean, of course, that is something that distinguishes the Pro from the regular model as opposed to anything else. Because like when you see the dual camera, like oh yeah, that's the regular iPhone. You see the 3 cameras, like oh that's the other one. But personally, I know this is a bit of a hot take, and not many people actually agree with me. I would switch out the ultra wide for a telephoto. There's been so many times where I've needed a telephoto more than I have had needed the wide angle. And yes, by all
Hmm.
means, the wide angle, the ultra wide is amazing. I love it. Um, but most of the time when I'm recording photos, especially videos on my phone, I really miss that telephoto lens, and that's one of the reasons why I
Yeah.
think I'll actually upgrade this year to a pro model is just because that third camera comes in clutch sometimes. Um,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it
and
does.
also and also this
Even
year, like the standard the 14 Pros will be getting even more features that will distinguish them from the
I can't
regular
wait.
lineup,
I
like the
I can't
notch,
wait.
the 48 megapixel camera, main camera. That's gonna be sick as
I'll ha-
well.
I'll have to wait a little while to get it, but honestly, like I already told my parents, I'm going for the 14 Pro. And my mom's like, "Oh, but your phone's fine." I'm like, "Yeah, it is for my dad."
Yeah, exactly.
Cuz
There you
you
go.
know
There you go.
cuz cuz honestly, he has an iPhone 8 that was passed down from my godson. So, um honestly, like the phone's okay. Um, and but like the battery is really degraded. I personally just don't like. Um, for me, I think I'm just so used to the newer models that I just don't care for that anymore. I know my dad doesn't really care either, but um, you know, I just think upgraded equipment is good for him, especially the cameras because he does like to take a couple of pictures of like our dog, the backyard and stuff like that. So I think he'd have a lot of fun with the cameras. So
Yeah, yeah.
again, I don't. Again, my dad's not like a phone person, but just these little upgrades, the battery and the camera is all he
Yeah.
needs. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's almost the same thing with my dad. Like he used a 6S Plus up until like last year, and then
Yeah,
he finally upgraded to the 12 Pro just the 12 Pro,
dude,
and
I,
he notices
I
a
went
lot of
from
the
the six.
differences. But yeah,
I went from the 6 to the iPhone 10.
I went from the 5 to the 10. I had a generation
Wow.
older. I think I still had the iPhone 5 when it wasn't supported by iOS anymore. Like I think I upgraded the year iOS
How?
11 came out, and iOS
How?
10 was the last one. I
As
only had to
soon as,
survive a few months.
dude, as soon as I started getting into tech and like learning about OS and stuff, I cannot have a phone that does not. I can't have anything that doesn't upgrade software. If it doesn't upgrade software, it's gone. Like I
I completely
need
agree with
something
you.
new,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
No,
for sure.
no, no.
But yeah, so I think
Because
I might. Yeah,
I just want to say this. Yes, maybe you're not looking for the latest and greatest in the software as far as new features, but the software fixes, the bug fixes are super important. So anytime you see bug fixes on an iOS, do it. Like, don't even worry about the new and improved features and stuff. Just do it because of the bug fixes. I've been in situations where I don't want to be in again because of software. Let me just tell you, my first smartphone was the iPhone 4. And had I known a lot more about the software, I wouldn't have gone to Apple in like every single month because of that phone. And I'm
now you
not
just go to
joking about that.
Google.
No,
Now you just go
I'm
to
not
Google.
joking about that.
Self
I
diagnosis.
was at Apple every single month because of that phone because I didn't know what I was doing as far as software goes.
Yeah,
But
that's funny. But yeah, I'm excited for the 14 lineup. Even though
oh
it's not
yeah,
going to be like the upgrade that a lot of people thought it would have been back in September when John Prosser leaked that super cool looking iPhone 14 and 14 Pro, or I think it's just the 14 Pro. But still, it's going to be a nice upgrade. The cameras is going to have 8K, at least on the main lens. Even moving on to the next news story that we have, the iPhone 14 is also going to be gaining an improved FaceTime camera for better selfies. So basically, what Ming Chi Kuo is saying is that the front camera of the 4 new iPhone 14 models in 2022 would likely upgrade to autofocus and about an f1.9 aperture versus the iPhone 13's fixed focus and f2.2 aperture. Now this is huge because as of right now, I don't know if many people even notice it, but like when you're using the front facing camera on your iPhone, it doesn't exactly focus. It just focuses on everything. It's
yep,
like everything's in
yep.
focus unless you're using like portrait mode or portrait or cinematic mode or whatever. And so it would be great if you could actually like tap to focus on certain points with the front facing camera. And
Mm-hmm.
even the better aperture, the f1.9 aperture, that will perform so much better in low light. Because as of right now, the front facing camera is okay in low light, but it's not as good as it could be if the aperture were set a little bit lower.
Yep,
So that's exciting
yep.
as well to see not only the rear facing camera
I
getting an upgrade, but even the front facing camera.
I just really think, and I don't know, um, with the new MacBooks, but I definitely think that they need to focus on the MacBooks that, uh, um, excuse me, more than anything else. I definitely think that they need to upgrade the MacBooks to like, I don't know, what's it at now, like 1080p? What's the
Wait, on the iPhone?
no, I'm saying the MacBooks.
Yeah, it's 1080p. That's the
Yeah,
maximum
and I
at
mean
30
it's
frames.
okay, but like I feel like it's fuzzy. I think they need a I don't know.
I
I
don't think
just
it's I don't think the problem is the hardware with the MacBook's cameras, because I think the biggest issue is the processing of of like the image, because
yep.
like
Yep.
like an iPhone with the exact same camera specifications will perform so much better than what the MacBook does, and that's because Apple hasn't really put any effort into like the software and basically using like computational photography like they do in the iPhone, where like a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like the camera will show you one thing, but in reality it's showing you another thing because that's how it's being processed before you see it. So if you were to
Right.
see a photo in like completely raw with no grading or anything, it would look kind of bland and kind of bad, but then it'll look a lot better if the processing is done correctly. That's why the Pixel is so good, is because
Yep.
like the cameras are nothing special. Like the cameras are trash, but they managed to
Oh
make
yeah.
it look
Yeah.
a lot better because of the how the processor processes the images and makes them look good, and some of the best cameras in any smartphone in the world as of right now on the market. So I think, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think they need to step it up a notch on the no pun intended.
Dude.
They need to step it up a notch in the MacBook department. I mean, what does it cost Apple to throw in the like the iPhone 13's camera into the MacBook? Like
Exactly.
it might make the
Exactly.
lid slightly thicker, maybe. That's maybe why they're not doing it. But I
Yep.
mean, I would rather have more functionality than and compromise on design than anything
Yep.
else. Because
Yep.
like if you make the lid just a little bit thicker, is it can it change my life? No. This like my MacBook Pro is already thick enough as it is. If it's just
Yep.
like a couple millimeters thicker just because it has a better camera, just bring it. I don't care.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I listen. I don't know. For me, that's the biggest thing. Like, I hate when people call me and I have to answer on my MacBook because I just can't stand looking at myself. First of all, it's the
Yeah.
angle.
Like the microphones, like the microphones are great. It's just the
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
the cameras are the quality is like bleh. That's not good.
yeah, exactly.
Even
Yeah.
on the one I have. Like the MacBook Pro is still decent, but it's not
Hmm.
as good as like the iPhone. I completely agree. And I think it's nice to see that Apple's upgrading the selfie camera on the iPhone. That's cool, but like you also have, and even the
Not what we
iPad is pretty
need,
good
but
with like center stages stuff, but the Mac
yes,
doesn't.
yes, yes,
Even though
exactly.
the studio displays camera isn't too bad either. It's just yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's just the processing that's a bit eh. Because
Right.
that webcam has the ability to do 4K because it's a 12 megapixel camera, so it can
Hmm.
easily do 4K, but it just doesn't.
Yeah. Which, man, like I said, we're in 2022, and they still haven't fixed it. Come on.
Yeah, because I mean, right now there's a lot of really good 4K webcams as well. I think another thing that the
Yes.
MacBook's camera lacks is even like focus as well, because it just has a fixed focus. I think it would be cool if you could like select focus. I mean, I guess to be honest, like I don't know about other people, but I don't even use the webcam on my MacBook Pro. Like I'm using a Panasonic Lumix G7 for this
Mhm.
podcast, which is connected to my computer, and this is basically the webcam for my computer, and it
Yeah.
looks so much better than a webcam ever would. I
Oh
can change
yeah.
the
I'm
lenses.
I'm using my
I can
phone.
add like a little bit of bokeh. Yeah, exactly. You can even use your phone now as a
Yeah.
webcam. So
I
yeah, so
still wish that they would, iron out the bugs because it still looks a little bit um laggy, but I don't know.
yeah, maybe it's
I
just
think that
your connection. I don't know.
it could be my internet, yeah, because I don't know. I've also so I don't know if you have this problem, but like I feel like a lot of people tell me that and this could be my connection, honestly, that the FaceTime call is like really laggy and they hear like every other word sometimes. It's not all the time and it's not everybody. It's like one or two people tell me that they can't understand me and they have to switch to phone call. So it's just like, man, what the heck? A lot of people tell me it's fine, but other people tell me it's not. So is it me or is it them?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Yeah. I think it might be your connection because like FaceTime always works. WhatsApp sucks. WhatsApp's always got issues. I'm always having issues with WhatsApp.
I never had issues with WhatsApp. I love it.
I also
Like
hate
even
group calls on WhatsApp. Those are terrible, especially on Android. Not
yeah,
good.
no, I've never done group calls on. Well, actually, I have, and I mean,
Group. I mean, I think group normal like voice calls. I think those are okay on WhatsApp. It's just like the video calls, and it's strange because
what
like it uses the
what do you
exact
not like about them?
same. I don't know, like the group ones, at least on Android, like rotation thing is not a thing. Like if you call someone and they've got their phone rotated in a certain way,
Yep,
you have your phone rotated in a certain way. Sometimes it'll look upside down and you have to turn your phone around to make it look proper. And it's like, why? It's
I've never
terrible.
had that
At
issue.
least it used
Never.
to be. At least it used to be. Like it was like that for like during my whole mission. Like whenever we
Yep,
had video calls with people, it would whenever we used WhatsApp, I was like, no, 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 I don't like WhatsApp. We had to use WhatsApp because some
dude.
people didn't use
Yeah,
Messenger and stuff. So or Google
I
Duo.
love
Nobody used
WhatsApp.
Google Duo.
I've used WhatsApp pretty much since it came out. To be honest,
Yeah,
you know
I've
what?
had it for years
You,
as well.
you know what I hate, and I don't know if you have. Do you have anybody like out of international like that you have to call
Sometimes,
out of
yeah.
where you are?
Yeah.
Dude, we used to have the calling cards that gave us a certain amount of time to talk to the person. And like let's say we got a calling card that was like I don't know, $10, $15. It usually gave you like I don't know, maybe 6 hours or whatever. I don't know. But like I felt like some of those calls were so fast. You'd be on the phone for like, 15 minutes and it would tell you you have 5 minutes remaining or you have this amount of much time remaining. It's just like, what the heck? Dude, I'm telling you right now, thank God for WhatsApp and other social media platforms because that was the worst for me. Those were
Yeah.
awful. You know,
I didn't like I didn't have my own phone when that kind of stuff was like I didn't really have many friends that were like out of the country and stuff.
yeah.
But like normally when I'd call my cousins or my uncles or my grandparents in Italy, we used the home phone, and we had to pay like X amount of money every month just to have international calls or whatever. We paid more whenever we used to call. So but yeah, it's so much easier now. Like you just
Dude,
pick up Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, or FaceTime, and it's free.
exactly, exactly.
Barely anybody even uses the phone feature anymore. Just because like, why would you
Dude,
make a phone call when you can just do the same thing? Like a lot of people are on unlimited data plans now as well. Like
yeah.
I've got unlimited
All,
everything. I barely call anyone. I
all my family.
text it. Text is what I use the least as well. Because like whenever I have to text someone, I just go WhatsApp, iMessage, Messenger, Snapchat, or Instagram, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's what I use to message people on.
yeah.
So the world is
I,
so much easier with all that.
I've told you before, like when I text somebody and I see a green bubble, I'm just like, "Ugh, I can't stand this. I
Yeah,
really can't stand it.
I
I
just
don't
switched
know.
to WhatsApp.
Yeah, because I just love and like I'm sorry, yeah, I have trust issues and I know people ignore me. So like I like to know that messages get sent, that people actually see my message. Especially if
Oh
it's
yeah,
something important. You don't have to always respond to the person, but just knowing that it actually sent and they actually received it and saw it, that's all that matters to me.
Oh yeah.
And I know that there's like certain Android phones that do it. I just wish that iPhone to Android could do it. That
I
would be
think
awesome.
I think there was a whole debate going on about that recently because I think at least in the States there's like I think it's RPS or RSP, something like that, and it basically like enables you to send messages. You could like send
I
reactions
heard
and
about
a
that.
bunch of other things that you couldn't do before. So basically like iMessage in the end. And you could
Yep.
also send messages via Wi-Fi or something. And that iPhone still doesn't have that. So whenever
Yeah.
that happens, hopefully like you'll be able to have those read recipient things, whatever, or like
That would
sent
be
and delivered
awesome.
messages. Yeah.
Backtracking a little bit to WhatsApp though, I heard that they're actually getting reactions. You know how like on iMessage we can do reactions to each other.
Yeah.
WhatsApp is doing the same thing apparently. I don't know when it's gonna
Yeah.
come out or if it's
I
already
think
out, but
I think it's out for groups right now. At least I saw the other day. I think somebody was talking about it. Um but no, well, it's not for me so for some reason. So yeah, but
yeah,
it should be
me
coming
either.
out
I
soon.
haven't seen it. That's pretty cool because like having to like respond like especially if you're trying to quickly respond, having to go open your keyboard, try to find the emoji you want, and then sending it is like kind of time consuming, especially if you don't have time to talk to the person right there and then, you know.
Mhm.
I'm kind of the person where like even if I'm busy, I'll take a quick second and try to respond to the person, you
Yeah.
know. So
Actually, that reminds me.
but
I have a person I have to respond to that sent me a voice message this morning. I had no time to respond. Probably should respond to them. Um,
yeah.
but anyway, yeah. So moving on. Going back on topic because I think we went. How did we even get into this conversation about
I don't know. I don't know.
what's that? Anyway, we've got some time to talk about Meta later. Um, so backtracking a bit to iPhones. So you guys remember a couple of episodes ago, maybe not a couple of episodes ago, but like about a dozen episodes ago, I think we were talking about how the EU, being the EU, wanted to force Apple into changing all of their devices to USB-C. Not just Apple,
Yep.
but like anyone. So now they've actually, I think the whole of the European Parliament, whatever it's called, they, out of 45 votes, 43 voted for basically companies to mandating companies that sold products in the like the European area to use USB-C. And they say this is
Wow.
because of like it will reduce electronic waste, which I think it will. Not right away though, because like there's still a lot of people that are still going to be using Lightning because not
Mhm.
everyone upgrades their phone every year. Um, so yeah, maybe in like 5 or 6 years, everyone's using USB-C. That'll be good. But then the problem is like now the EU is doing all of this, they're making all this noise. They're like, oh, let's change to USB-C. It's better for the environment. I mean, there's a lot of other things that they could be doing to better the environment. We're not going to get into those things because they're kind of controversial. But like, what happens when something better than USB-C comes out?
Right.
They've now completely switched. Like USB-C's been a thing. I don't know for how long. I think quite a few years, like 5 or 6 years at least. I'm just guessing here. I think it was probably more. And USB-C has
Mhm.
been a thing for a while, and it's the best port you can. It's like the best port you can have right now. I think Thunderbolt is better, but USB-C is still a pretty good port. Charges fast, data speeds fast. Blah 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 blah. Is there going to be a USB-D port or something or whatever it's going to be called, and then the next port? Then what's going to happen? Is the EU just going to be like, nah, we're not adding this new port. We're just going to keep USB-C for the environment. I don't know. What do you
Bruh.
think?
Bruh. I don't know. That's kind of weird, like how they named that like that, but
I think it even
maybe.
sucks how they're trying to like actually force these companies to switch, which I think in a way is a good thing, but also not. Because like if I'm a creator, I should be free
Mhm.
to do whatever I want, right? I shouldn't
Right.
be dictated by like I can't have some random guy who thinks he's in charge of my country come up to me and be like, "Oi, you can't make
Yeah.
this YouTube
Yeah.
content. You're
No,
banned. You
exactly.
can't." Or like they come to you and you say, "No, you can't make smartwatch content. You have to make videos about microphones now." You're like restricting people to this thing. And like now, yes, of course, lightning sucks. It's like not
Yeah,
the
and we
best
all
port.
know
It's
that,
USB
but
2.0.
like,
But still, forcing the company to switch is kind of not great. I
yeah,
don't know how
no,
many people are going to
no.
vote for who's in there right now. Like, how many people are like from these companies that work for Apple and stuff are going to vote for these guys now? But I don't know.
No, no.
I don't. I don't
That
think. I don't think.
honestly,
I don't think the government should have a say in like what companies. Like, yes, it makes things
and
easier.
it's not even that, dude. But like, honestly, who's gonna listen? You know what I mean? Like, you like what you
Yeah.
like. You can't. You're not gonna be bossed around. That's like me saying to my friends, "Oh no, because I have iPhone, I want you to have iPhone because of iMessage." Like, no,
Yeah.
do whatever you
Because I
want.
Like, I completely get that it will make things easier for a lot of people. Like, having everything USB-C will make it so much easier. When you travel, you don't have to carry a charger for this, and that. Like, you just need
Yeah,
like your Apple Watch charger because it says that um the proposal known as a directive will force all consumer electronic manufacturers who sell devices in Europe to ensure that all new phones, tablets, laptops, digital cameras, headphones, headsets, handheld video game consoles, and portable speakers feature a USB-C port regardless of the manufacturer. Exceptions will
dude.
only apply for devices that are too small to offer a USB-C port, such as watches, health trackers, and some sports equipment. This common port would be a world first and impact Apple in particular, since it widely uses a Lightning connector instead of USB-C on many of its devices. So I think it makes sense that they want everyone to use the same port, but then again,
Yeah,
it's like I don't think they should be forced into it. They should be encouraged. They should, instead of saying you have to do this, like give people the option. Like say, yo, Apple, this is going to be better for the environment. Give them like reasons why they should switch. Don't force them to
right,
switch.
right,
Because
right.
then who knows? Maybe Apple's just going to stop selling products in Europe because they're like, who are you? And there goes a
Right.
lot of money that they get because they get money from tax and stuff. There's less Apple
Hey,
products in the world, yes, but I mean,
dude, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, that just to me does not, that, yeah, no, nobody, not even the president of, like, not even president of the US should be doing, like, stuff like that. That's not up, that shouldn't be up to government. That should be up to the individual. And honestly, that is up to the individual. Like, who's gonna listen?
yeah. Because then
But
this also brings
anyway,
into question like they're trying to present a strategy for ensuring like interoperability between wireless charging solutions by 2026.
right?
So they kind of like want to create a standard for wireless charging as well that everybody uses. I mean,
Hmm.
Qi wireless charging is pretty much the standard for most companies. Even Apple uses it. Like, yes, they also have
Yep,
MagSafe. So
yep.
what Mac Rumors is saying here that they're not clear if this new mandate would also include MagSafe charging. I think it wouldn't because like literally what MagSafe is wireless charging with like a magnetic ring around it. I don't think it's really going to affect anything with that. Um,
Yeah, true.
but yeah, still, it's like governments should
It's
yeah governments shouldn't be
so
making this
weird,
choice um
but
for the environment when there's, as I said before, there's literally other things they could be doing that will have a bigger impact on the environment, but they just don't want to do it. So
oh yeah, for
let's
sure.
not get into politics though. Let's just leave it. But yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm partially excited to see USB-C come to more devices, but honestly, I would rather just have everything be wireless at this point. Give me
yeah,
MagSafe
yeah.
everything, and I'm happy. Like AirPods already
Dude,
charge
I
Mag
said
safely.
that. I said that.
iPhones Mag safely. I keep saying Mag safely. Yeah, they charge with MagSafe. Everything charges with MagSafe. Even the
Yeah,
MacBook, even though it's not like the proper MagSafe thing, but I'd rather have MagSafe everything to be honest,
for
or even
sure,
with just
for
wireless
sure.
charging in general.
Dude, I'm still mad at myself for not waiting for the MacBook with MagSafe because like every time I get up from this desk, I honestly tug on the wire and the whole computer just comes up with me. And it's
Yeah.
just like, bruh. But
I mean, MagSafe is nice. I think it's a bit overrated though. I don't think like at least the one on the MacBook is.
yeah,
Everything else is fine. All the other MagSafes I think are good. I think it would have been better if the MacBook had like a. I think we've talked about it, like the dream Apple charging mat with MagSafe
yes,
and everything.
yes,
Like just have the
yes,
computer snap to 4 magnets and charge. That would be literally the
dude. That
dream.
was. You know
One
how much
USB C
space?
one USB C port to power the whole thing.
You know what would be cool, and I don't know if you agree or not, but what would be cool if they would invent a charging mat and they had like little sections that came out as like drawers, and you could put your Apple Watch on one side and your watch, um, no, your Apple Watch on one side and your phone on another, and just have everything right there. That'd be awesome. You
Yeah,
know,
I think that would be.
even your iPad would be nice.
Yeah, just charge everything on the same mat. Who
Dude,
needs who needs any sort of
who needs
charging there?
wires? Like, give us some
Exactly. Like,
space. Give us some space on our desks, please.
yeah, that
I'm
would be
looking at
nice.
my desk as we speak, and I'm just like, oh, this does not look good. And if you only saw the bottom, like the bottom on the floor, you'd have a heart attack right now.
Yeah,
You
it's
probably
mine's
have a
full of
heart.
wires as well. I'd rather have everything just be wireless, just
Oh
work across the
God.
board. AirDrop with everything, like even my camera, I wish it had AirDrop so I could just AirDrop everything.
Yes.
Even Bluetooth
Yes.
transfer would be nice. Like decent Bluetooth transfer. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, you want to move on to the next topic?
Sure. So, apparently to Gurman, Apple is still working on combined HomePod and Apple TV with a FaceTime camera. What's your thoughts, man? I honestly,
Um,
man, I've been waiting for this for ever since the Google Nest came out. I was waiting for this.
yeah, so it looks like what Gurman's saying is like he thinks there's gonna be a new HomePod, but like the HomePod as we know it, like the older one, they're not Apple's not planning on developing anything like that anymore. But they're basically kind of thinking of combining the Apple TV and the HomePod to form like a new HomePod Mini like device that has a FaceTime camera in it. I don't exactly know why like that doesn't make sense to me. Like why would you need
No,
a HomePod that has Apple TV enabled with a
no,
FaceTime camera? It's like
no.
you're kind of
I would,
it's kind of like
I
the
would go
Facebook
for,
portal, but like why would you need an Apple TV built into that?
yeah.
Like the
I
Apple
would
TV
go,
is going to just be stuck to your TV.
yeah. I would go for something like iPad Mini 6 and the HomePod speaker. Like imagine those two combined, like that would be awesome. You know? Like something of that size I think would be perfect.
Yeah. Um
I'm seeing you
like
do editing over here.
yeah, I was just changing something because I think we skipped a story, but yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I mean I think like this is what Gurman says. He says, "Do you think a new?" Somebody asked him, "Do you think a new HomePod or home device is still coming?" I absolutely do think this is Gurman. I absolutely do think a new HomePod is coming, specifically a device that combines a HomePod, Apple TV, and FaceTime camera. I don't think a big standalone HomePod is still in development, but perhaps a new HomePod Mini is coming. In any case, the combination product will probably be at the center of Apple's approach, with HomePod Minis surrounding that throughout the home. So I guess this is kind of like a one portal thing that you'd have in your kitchen or something. I
Mm-hmm.
still don't know
Mm-hmm.
why it would need the Apple TV thing in there. I mean, yes, you could even have like maybe the camera
You
is
know.
used. Actually, yeah, here's a thought. Maybe the camera is used when you're using the AR glasses, for example, whenever they come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll use the camera there and also the camera inside of the Apple TV HomePod thing to kind of like motion track where you are in the room. Maybe that's why they're making one with a FaceTime camera. Or even like there are probably like two or three people in the world who like to take video calls on their TV. Don't know who
Mm-hmm.
that is. I've done it like maybe a couple times when we first got our TV because we're like, oh, it's got a camera, sick. Let's go Skype and Skype this person back when Skype was a thing.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. But yeah, like as of right now, I don't think a HomePod with
I don't.
a like this would make sense in the kitchen, okay? But still, I don't see why
Yep.
the Apple TV thing has to be in there. Like, why?
Right.
Why do we
Right.
need an Apple TV and a HomePod and a FaceTime camera all in one device? I don't exactly know how that's gonna
Yeah. No.
work.
No.
If any of
No.
you guys have any ideas, my only guess is if it's an Apple TV with like a built-in speaker. Like even the built-in speaker function, like an Apple TV with a speaker, why would you need that? Your TV already has a speaker.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this is just turning my head just to think about like how is this gonna work? Who
You
thinks
know
this
what
is
would
a
be
good
cool
idea?
though? You know what would be cool to see though? If they added like a foot on the bottom that made the HomePod like how you were just saying, make the camera have the face tracking to track you around. If they added like a foot that would make the whole HomePod move depending on where you are,
Yeah, that would
that
be
would be
cool.
cool. That would be cool.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think if
You
the
know,
Satis FaceTime camera would definitely have center stage. I don't know if it would spin around, but I think definitely having center stage it would.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
maybe even have more than. Maybe it could even do like I don't know if you've ever seen like a 360 camera where they usually use like two lenses back to back, and
yep,
like
yep,
that's how it does the 3D thing. Maybe that's what this new HomePod could have. So like if you have it in the middle of your kitchen, you can just move around it, and then like using what's it called? Using center stage, it would follow you
yep,
around the thing. I think that would be sick.
yeah, yeah. That
See,
would be
that would
cool.
make sense.
Definitely, definitely.
But anyway, I guess moving on a little bit here. I know we've already been this episode's already lasting an hour. So we're gonna try to cover the next couple of stories pretty quickly. So Apple is testing at least 9 new Macs with 4 different M2 chip variants, according to Bloomberg. I think this is still Gurman. And basically what they're saying is that there's going to be a MacBook Air with an M2 chip that features an 8-core CPU and 10-core GPU, a Mac Mini with the M2 chip also with a variant of the M2 Pro chip. You're also going to be getting an entry level 13-inch MacBook Pro with an M2 chip, a 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro with an M2 Pro and M2 Max chips. Those will be coming, of course, next year probably. And also a MacBook Pro that will include a successor to the M1 Ultra used in the Mac Studio. So as of right now, it looks like Apple is really like going hard with the M2 chip that's not even hit the shelves yet. I'm really interested to see what improvements this will have over the M1 lineup because the M1 lineup is already
Yeah,
super power efficient. It's powerful in and of itself. It's literally like the perfect processor for most people, unless you're gaming, of course, because I mean that's macOS's fault. But um,
right.
yeah, at least 9 new Macs with 4 different M2 chip variants. That's exciting. I can't wait to see
Yeah,
what the future will bring with the M2.
for sure, for sure.
Maybe that'll be your next Mac. Who knows, Taylor?
Ooh, ooh, maybe. That would be cool. That would be cool. Honestly, I keep saying that I really wish I had waited, but honestly, like I feel like this Mac is fine for me. I'm not like a crazy user. I just use internet based stuff. So
Yeah,
honestly, now I was even like editing on here, but now I'm back to going on my phone because I'm always on the go when when it comes to like doing my editing. I'm never home nowadays, so it's like you know what's what's the point of having the latest and greatest? But hopefully in the future I can actually purchase Final Cut and use it. I've been hearing a lot of ups and downs with it lately though. So
yeah. Like there's some
is
stuff
that
that could do better, but
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
So, moving on to our next topic here. So iPad OS 16 is just around the corner. It's it's going to be an exciting upgrade, hopefully. And there's actually quite
It better be
a
worth it.
few.
Just saying.
It better be worth it. Yeah, there's already been quite a few rumors going around about things that Apple could include with this update of iPad OS. Hopefully, some of them come true. But somebody actually made a really cool iPad OS 16 concept, which I think would make iPad OS a lot more usable and just
Yeah.
overall a lot better. I think they made. I don't know if they made a video of this. I think I might have seen a video for it, but basically some of the things that this concept creator is suggesting is that you'll be able to like split view. Right now you can only use two apps and then you have another one and slide over. But basically what they're suggesting now is that you can have 3 or 4 apps open at once. So you could be doing, I don't know, you could be navigating, you could be just surfing the web, emailing someone, you could be watching YouTube, Facebook Messenger, a bunch of other stuff at the same time. So I think that would
Hmm.
be really cool because that's kind of what you can do now with a Mac. Like you can have just as many windows open as you want. You can like resize them. That I think would be ideal, but this concept is showing just like split screen. And
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
you can just use different apps. And then there's also a home screen and dock that you can now basically pin more than just apps on your home screen. You can add like your favorite music, podcasts, books, shows, files, just like you would on a Mac. Like you could save pretty much anything you want on the iPad on the Mac. Sorry. There's also a studio mode that they're suggesting to basically connect the iPad Air or the iPad Pro to an external display to use AirPlay and basically have like a desktop experience kind of thing. So basically act like Mac OS and look like Mac
Wow.
OS, kind of like Samsung Dex, which I think really is an underrated feature over on the Samsung side of things because you just literally plug your Samsung phone in, or not even now, like you could do it wirelessly with some TVs, and you could just like use your you just set up a mouse and a keyboard and a monitor and you just plug your Galaxy S22 Ultra or whatever into
Yep.
the stuff, and you can literally just use it as a computer. It's not exactly a desktop experience like fully, like you're still using Android apps and stuff, but it's really close. And that's what they're suggesting here with this concept, and honestly it looks phenomenal. And there's a bunch of other stuff that is in this concept, but so far, if iPad OS 16 even like brings any of these features, I will be happy personally.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
What are your
Uh,
thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I'm looking at the pictures now, and like, it looks really crisp. And I'm seeing, I don't know if I'm seeing like stacks, um, stacked, um, what is it, apps on top of each other, or if that's just the app itself, the pictures. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but
Yeah,
yeah, that would be cool.
yeah. So that I
Um,
think they've even like they're even suggesting a like a mission control type thing. So like
yeah.
you just see all of your apps there instead of like the current multitasking thing. Because I think there were some rumors that something like this is gonna happen with iPadOS 16, which will make
Hmm.
iPadOS 16 a lot better. Just to have like that mission control type thing where you could just look at all of your apps and stuff from
Yeah.
there. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So
Uh,
yeah, like this concept looks sick. The creator, I think Parker or Talani really did a good job with it. I
mhm.
really hope, as I said, some of these features do come to the iPad because it would really be game changing.
Yeah. For sure. For sure, it
And who
would.
knows,
We need something.
maybe I'll no longer think that the 2018 iPad Pro is the best iPad ever. It's the best iPad you could buy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Just a matter of time to see what actually happens. Hopefully that
It's cra- it's
they'll
crazy how we're
fix it,
like,
because there's a lot of people. Go ahead.
yeah, it's crazy how we're like almost a month away from WWDC now.
Dude, dude, I
Yeah, or
can't
maybe like
even.
2 months away. But yeah, still, like that's it's crazy how this
That
year's like flying by. It's like yesterday
You
was
have no
January 1st.
idea, bro. Like, yeah, I was like talking about. I keep talking about it. Like, I feel like we're getting to summer like so fast. And like just like a month or two ago, I was just saying, "Oh, it's so far away," and now look where we are. Man, the year flying by, and thankfully, it's better than the last 2 years. I'm just saying, but
Oh yeah,
hopefully, it doesn't
so far,
backtrack.
so far so
But that's
good.
besides the point.
Let's hope
uh,
countries don't follow in China's footsteps and give us a lot more lockdowns as well. That would suck.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. But moving on a little bit, do you want to introduce the next one, or shall I?
Yeah, you could go for it.
All right. So MagSafe battery pack now able to charge at faster 7.5 watts speed after firmware update. First of all, I didn't even think that these things got firmware updates.
I didn't either.
Weird,
I was like, what? You could do that?
weird. I was like, okay, but I mean, hey, if that's what it takes to better the experience, cool. What are your
Oh
thoughts,
yeah,
man?
I think it's great. I have no idea why it was at 5 watts to start off with, because like that's really slow
Yeah,
for
that.
wireless charging. Um, like I've got a fake battery pack. I wonder if the update will work for this as well. Oh, and actually, just
Ooh.
a quick update on this. For some reason, the magnet on the bottom doesn't work anymore. So like now I put it on the thing and it like just moves back and forth. It's very annoying. But anyway,
Ouch.
and I still haven't gotten my money back because PayPal is PayPal and they're like the most unreliable thing I've ever used. So anyway,
Boo.
um, so yeah, it's exciting to see that like they're releasing software updates for even some accessories. Like I
Yeah.
think there was a software update for the MagSafe charger a couple weeks ago. I think we talked about. Um, it's crazy how some things have software, but yeah, it's cool that now you could charge it 7.5 watts. Still not quite the 15 watts that you could do, but I guess that's to preserve the battery life inside this thing. Because like if it's too
Yeah.
fast, then it's not it's gonna like die really quickly. Um, but yeah, so it's cool. I don't really care though, because this is fake, and I'm very disappointed that I got scammed.
I can't believe
If you
it
want, if you
looks
want to
so
find out,
real.
it does. I mean, when you hold it, it doesn't. When you hold it, it feels like a piece of like very light plastic that you could just throw to a wall and it'll just explode into a million pieces. Um,
Why
but
don't you
yeah,
try it? I'm kidding. Try it
I
on the podcast.
I wanna quickly, yeah, I'm gonna see. Like maybe as you introduce the next topic, you're gonna introduce the next one. I'll see if I can actually update it because it gives me instructions to how to update this. So you want to talk
All
about the
right,
next
cool.
topic unless you have any other thoughts on this?
No, no, no. So moving on to Mark Zuckerberg wants a Meta's AR glasses to be its iPhone moment. Really? Really?
Oh boy.
Mark, you know what? Just quit already.
Like with the
Seriously.
amount of bad press that
Dude.
Facebook and Meta has, I highly doubt they're gonna go from being this
Oh, this,
company, this very shady company, to becoming the next Apple. No, it's not
this
gonna
thing,
happen.
this thing, listen, I swear, if this thing comes to be and people other than creators start buying this, I'm gonna switch to Android for life. No, I'm not, but yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Anyway, quick update on the battery pack situation thing. It does not update. It doesn't even recognize it as the Apple battery pack.
Wow.
Even though it does in the when I charge it, it shows up in the settings here, but it doesn't show up anywhere else. But anyway, um, so yeah, I think Mark Zuckerberg is just like um taking this thing, like he's blowing this thing out of proportion. He thinks it's going to be this amazing piece of technology that's going to come out and it's really going to change the world. But like a lot of people aren't even going to get close um to like trusting Meta with this kind of stuff, because already like a lot of people don't trust Facebook or WhatsApp because of how shady some of this stuff they do is. um so I highly doubt somebody's gonna like people are actually going to adopt their version of AR glasses. I think Apple has a way higher chance of reaching that goal sooner than anyone, just because of like all their privacy features and how much emphasis they put on privacy in general compared to Facebook. Even though Facebook says, "Oh, we're pro privacy," when they're clearly not.
Yeah, so I completely agree with what you say there. Honestly, like the way I've seen it, Facebook just gets worse and worse. And yeah, technology nowadays, especially like I was talking about it with my friend the other day, and it's like it's so creepy how um we're talking about a certain subject and we go to apps like Facebook and we'll see ads about what we were just talking about. And it's just like, bruh, come on. Like, uh, that is just creepy and don't do that, honestly. And going to the subject here, like, I want to see how well they do and how many people other than creators buy this and, actually want to see this. Um,
Yeah,
because
because
honestly, go ahead.
I mean, the thing is, Meta or Facebook has already released hardware products in the past. Like they released the Facebook Portal, which at least to my knowledge, I don't know anybody who has one, and I doubt
Yep,
many people even own one. And you've even got like the partnership they did with Ray-Ban a couple months ago with like the
yep,
Ray-Ban like Facebook glasses. I can't remember what they called them. Where they're basically like Ray-Bans with like a built-in camera. They had that. And like a lot of these products that Facebook has been coming out with have not been successful at all. And I don't know if maybe they're like, yes, now they own Oculus, which is one of the most popular like VR brands ever.
hmm
But Meta apparently is going to be like releasing their first gen AR glasses. I think they're thinking um like 2024, I think it's aimed to come out. So a bit after Apple is like Apple, I think, is set to release their AR VR, the mixed reality glasses, like either I think next year. I think they were delayed again. Um,
right, right.
but I honestly like I don't 100% think like I might buy them if Facebook comes out with them. I'm not really somebody who like is any really hiding anything, so privacy yes is important to me but isn't as important as some other people,
Yep,
like I guess people that have like certain jobs or something that where they can't discuss certain things outside of work kind of thing, or
hmm
they don't want certain things that they talk about in their family to get out, like my dad, he's kind of a bit overprotective of that kind of stuff, but um like yeah, if people are already scared that Facebook is spying on them and WhatsApp is spying on them and Instagram is spying on them, do you think people will really trust some glasses that have cameras built
Oh
into
no,
them where like you're gonna walk
no.
around and it's gonna record every single thing you see, every single thing you do, every single thing you like probably I was about to say think about, but maybe it doesn't go that far. Like pretty much anywhere you go, it's like you're gonna be wearing these things all for a big part of the day if they're gonna be like kind of glasses like what you're wearing. Um,
Yeah.
People are gonna be wearing them for the most part of the day, and like if it's made by Facebook or Meta, sorry, Meta, don't want to offend the Facebook fanboy Meta fanboys. No, I
No,
like
no.
I don't trust it.
This is yeah, yeah. Me either. Me either.
Like with their
I
track record
honestly.
so far, Meta's just like dug a hole for themselves and they just keep digging. They've not stopped
Oh,
yet.
yeah,
They
yeah,
just keep
yeah.
digging.
I really want to see um not so much the hardware but the software, like how they're gonna do that, and the battery life of it, and how well they're gonna do, because I don't see this. I don't know. I don't see this doing well at all.
Yeah, me
But
either. Anyway, moving
um,
on to the last topic, which is another controversial thing. Well, not really. Um, so this guy, I was just scrolling on Twitter the other day, and I saw some people talking about how like there's this guy that's like anti full self-driving. I was like, okay, cool. And then I found out that he was like running as a for US senator or something. And so I had to go and look because I was like, this is interesting. And so this guy, his name is Dan O'Dode, whatever, however you pronounce his name, Dowd, Dode, whatever. Who cares about his name? His opinion doesn't matter either. So today, like he launched his campaign for U.S. senator to make computers safe for humanity. This is his kind of like the thing that he wants to introduce. And he says that the first danger I'm tackling is Elon Musk's reckless deployment of unsafe Tesla full self-driving cars on our roads. And so he's basically made this whole video about why Tesla full self-driving is bad and how many accidents are happening because of it. And he's basically like blowing this thing out of proportion. And like the thing I'm thinking about is like, does this man realize that this full self-driving that Tesla is starting to roll out slowly, does he realize that this thing is still a beta? It's not like everybody's using it. It's literally a beta.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's cool, and I've heard about like, people having accidents and how unsafe it is. But honestly, most states, at least here in the US, haven't even allowed people to use this. Like, they haven't passed a law where people can use it. Yeah, people are using it, because it's cool and because they want to, but technically it's not even allowed here. So honestly, at this point, I've always saw it coming. Where one day they would say no because of situations like this, and personally, like when I first heard about Tesla and self driving vehicles, I always had the thing where, okay, well, what if you do have an accident and whatever, but like, I don't know. At this point,
and I think the problem is he wants to ban this technology, and it's like, yes, the thing is making mistakes, but as I said, it's still a beta. It's not like everybody has access to it. If everybody had access to it, and there were a huge amount of accidents that were happening, then I'd say yes. I think it's a good idea to ban it for the time being. Have Tesla go back to the drawing board and fix it. But the thing is, this fully self-driving thing is still in beta, and Teslas are still learning from different drivers of how to drive, what to do on certain things. So like if you were to pull the plug on it now, it will never improve, it'll never get better. And actually it's going to make roads even more dangerous because as of right now, the like I think 100% of accidents, maybe let's say like 80% of accidents are human error. Some of them are of course car malfunctions and things like that. But like there's pretty much any accident can be, it happens because of a human, because humans are imperfect. We make mistakes. We may not see something in our blind spot. We may not see something that's coming up towards us, therefore causing an accident. And like those problems are eliminated when all cars are self-driving. Like, yes, there will probably be the occasional bug or glitch that will cause an accident, but it probably won't be anything major like we see now. And so like if this guy ends up becoming a senator, which I don't think he will, he kind of looks like, I don't know, he looks like someone who likes kids. I don't know, that's probably controversial, but no, he looks like, he doesn't look like the kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, future, let's go, let's make the future better, let's make America great again kind of thing. I don't know. But like the fact that he wants to just ban Tesla full self-driving just because like it has accidents. He didn't even specify in the video that this is still a beta. He's just saying, look, this is dangerous. So like the average person is going to see this and they're like, oh no, yeah, those accidents are so bad. I'm going to go vote for this guy because this thing should not be legal. But then you have like, on the other hand, you have here in the UK, I think it was the UK. Now they've like introduced laws where they're going to start slowly rolling out self-driving cars like in the UK. So that's exciting. So that's kind of going against what this guy wants to do. This guy wants to like completely ban it. It's like it's interesting. It's quite interesting how this guy like he just wants to make computers safe for humanity, and his first thing is like let's ban Tesla self-driving.
Yeah, and first of all, like honestly, this is one person versus how many others? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
I don't
mean
know if the
he's
factors
running in
would become the same.
California, so California is already a bit of a dodgy state. I don't know if you would agree, but still.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's so funny though, like just to look at this guy's feed and like all of these videos he's posting about. Oh, he's even shared he's even shared a video from Snazzy Labs about the Tesla full self driving thing, and he's like, "Oh, look, see this guy. He's saying this is bad. We should ban it." Like, please, it's a beta. It's not. It's not out for the general public. And still, it's not exactly full self-driving because you still need to have a driver behind the wheel. Like it doesn't work if the driver's not behind the wheel. So like still you'll have to still be aware of what's going on. And I'm sure with the beta, it's like it's telling you you still have to look at the road, you still have to be ready to intervene whenever something may happen. Because I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
the things that it shows in this video, yes, they don't look great. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's still a software, it's still learning. It still isn't perfect, and so don't ban it because if you but maybe you could regulate it, you can make like maybe less people have access to it kind of thing. um
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know, it's
Uh,
been a controversial topic because a lot of people are still and like they see some of the mistakes that these Teslas are making. They're like, oh no, yeah, these shouldn't be safe on these shouldn't be road legal, blah blah blah. um
right. Exactly.
yeah,
But I think we need
it'll
to
be
educate.
interesting. It'll be interesting to see
Yeah, for
what
sure.
happens with it.
For sure. But any more thoughts? Any more things that you want to talk about?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything. This has been a bit of a long episode. Um,
Yeah,
but it was a fun
for sure.
episode. We talked about a lot. We covered a lot of things, a lot of topics.
We got
Talked about
interrupted a
drones.
lot.
Talked about cars. Yeah, interrupted a lot. There's a lot of cuts that will be made. Yeah, we talked about iPhone 14 as usual, iPads, blah blah blah. There wasn't really many Android things that I found. Like as always, Android rumors are just like non-existent and they suck when they come
Yeah.
out. It's like, oh, another phone with a punch hole. It's like, wow, never seen that
Right.
before. Um,
Yeah. And this just like I keep saying, this just further proves my point where I keep saying all phones are gonna look the same. Yes, they're probably not gonna perform the same because of software, but like sooner or later all phones are gonna be looking the same and you won't be able to tell much of a difference.
yeah,
But
exactly, 100% agree. But yeah,
so
so I guess that about wraps up this episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast. Do you have any last thoughts
no man.
before we
I'm
wrap up?
all yep.
Cool. Well, if anybody wants to follow us, the links will be in the description below. Make sure you go subscribe to both of us. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, whatever platforms we're on.
You
And also, if you're
you did
listening or what, yeah,
you did update the my new channel, like it's not TA Tech anymore.
I think no, I did not. You actually need it. I haven't even updated mine. I'm just gonna throw my link tree on there just to make things easier. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So if you guys want to follow us, we will update the links in the description, of course. Um, And also, we should be having. I think last week we said we were gonna have a guest this week, but we didn't because like I had to reschedule, and then the person who was supposed to be on the podcast on this episode wasn't able to until like next month. So he won't be on until next month. But hopefully, in the next couple weeks, we'll be getting a couple people on, which will be exciting. We have one that's
Definitely.
confirmed for next week, and hopefully, either me or Taylor, nothing happens to us between now and then because that would suck.
I hope
But
not, bro. I hope not.
it ends up like something happens where I buy a drone and it crashes or something and I have to go fix it. I don't know. Something stupid will come up and then we'll have to cancel
Yeah.
it. But no, let's not make that happen. So everybody please please hope and pray that nothing happens. Anyway, what else am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, thanks everyone for watching and listening. This was episode 28 of the Tech Unlocked podcast. We will catch you guys next week.